Hey guys, Gaahleri sent me their Mobius 0.2mm airbrush to test. It's part of their premium series and promises pro level precision at a mid-range price. Let's find out if that is true. I'll unbox it, check the build quality and show you how it sprays, and tell you if it is worth the price. I used the Mobius 0.2 in my latest build of the Tamiya R33, which I will leave a link for that video in the description and in the card above. The packaging feels solid and comes in a sturdy case. As soon as you open the box, you are presented with a card that has Gaahleri socials on it, as well as an extensive quick start guide, which I'll show you later on in the video in more depth. Inside, you get the airbrush, the cup for the paint, as well as spare O-rings and a tube of lube. These are nice to see extras to have included for maintenance. On first look, it is a beautiful airbrush with an amazing finish. I love the spiral opening at the rear end as well as the golden accents. It helps to convey the feeling that this is a premium airbrush on par with other premium brands. As far as weight, it sits well in the hand and does not feel light or cheap. The trigger travel is standard but precise. You can tell this product had a thoughtful design and wasn't rushed out of the factory. Gaahleri uses an advanced polishing technology for the cup's design, which creates an ultra smooth inner surface, reducing paint buildup and making cleaning effortless. They are using a patent-pending spiral macro air channel which ensures consistent, stable airflow for fine lines and low pressure atomization. Going back to the spiral rear end, it not only looks cool but serves the purpose of being able to adjust the trigger spring tension, enabling a customized feel. As you can see from the video, disassembling the Mobius 0.2mm airbrush is a straightforward process, unlike other airbrushes. This means that when you need to clean it, it will be a simple and quick process, which in turn means that you can spray different colors or paint types quickly, making your paint sessions more enjoyable and maybe even quicker. It's also equipped with a fine threaded air control knob for smooth, precise adjustments, offering greater control for detailed work. The main lever has been redesigned into a square shape in order to minimize trigger stutter and reduces fatigue during extended sessions. If you are liking the sound of all this, then head over to the description where you will find a link to the airbrush, and if you want a 10% discount, make sure to use code DSMiniBuild. However, if you're still not convinced, then keep watching. During my time using the Mobius 0.2mm airbrush, I ran it between 15 and 20 psi, or between 1 and 1.4 bar, depending on what I had to do, and I had no problems. You can even go lower to around 8 psi for close-up work, and it will still be precise and spray perfectly fine. It also has a pressure adjusting screw right below the cup placement for quick pressure adjustments whenever you need to do it. However, one thing to keep in mind if you are using the cup included is to be careful when pouring in paint, as it is smaller than your typical cup, coming in at 1/10 of an ounce. If this is too small for you, then no need to worry, as you can purchase any cup from Gaahlerie's website and it will fit perfectly. For example, I used the larger cup that it is included with the Gaahleri GHAD39 airbrush, and it fits perfectly and does the job because it is a much larger cup. When it comes to performance, it can spray ultra fine lines, which is perfect for detailed work. I find the atomization perfect as it has a fine mist, an even coverage and no pulsing, which is to be expected for an airbrush of this quality. Even at higher pressures, it still sprays smooth and even and won't cause any issues. When comparing it to other airbrushes I have used, it is definitely the best and most reliable one I have at my workbench. After a while of spraying, I get no clogging or tip dry, which is a pleasant surprise, as it can be an annoying issue to deal with, and I have experienced this with other airbrushes from other brands that I have used. However, the only real flaw that I can find with this setup is the small 1/10 ounce cup, which is probably too small for most of us scale modelers, and so you would need to buy and use a larger cup for longer paint sessions. However, if you're only painting small details on your models or miniatures, then the cup size is perfectly fine. Let's talk about cleaning and maintenance. I found that the cup flushes easily and the needle slides out smoothly. I recommend always pulling the needle out in the front end and pushing it through the back in order to avoid getting paint where it shouldn't be. In my personal experience, after many uses, I have never had to replace anything, even the O-rings, which are a common thing to break and replace on many airbrushes. As you saw earlier in the video, the teardown takes less than a minute, meaning that you can clean and get back to spraying in a short amount of time. So to conclude, what do I think about the Mobius 0.2mm airbrush? As you have been seeing from the background clips, it is an overall great airbrush for scale modelers. When it comes to the pros, it has an amazing build quality, which really surprised me for the price. The precision is like no other airbrush I've used, and it means that you can paint details easily without frustration. It comes with spare parts, so you can easily maintain it whenever needed. And finally, I believe that the value is very good when you compare it to other airbrushes that offer similar features but cost much more. However, for the cons, I have to mention again that for longer paint sessions, the cup is small and you will probably need to top up the paint more often, alongside the fact that you need to also be much more careful when pouring the paint in due to the smaller size of the cup. If Gaahleri were to make an updated release of this airbrush, I would definitely include a second larger cup in this box. However, for an airbrush that costs under £100 or $100, this is performing above expectation. In fact, right now on the website, it is currently selling for $76.99 or £76.99, which is an amazing price. However, if you want an even lower price, make sure to use the link in the description and use code DSMiniBuilds for a 10% discount store-wide. So, if you want fine line control without the Iwata or the Hutter and Steenbeck price tag, then this is definitely worth considering. I know I'll keep using it for future projects, so we can see how it holds up for the long term, but bear in mind that I have already been using it for about 3 months, and it has held up exceptionally well. If you enjoyed this video and would like to watch more scale modeling content, then make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate that. I hope all of you have an amazing day and I'll see you in the next video.